Today I'm going to teach you a cool neo-soul bass lesson, so with that in mind, grab your bass and let's get started. The term neo-soul was coined in the late 90s and is particularly associated with artists such as D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, and Lauryn Hill. To be honest, the term neo-soul, in my opinion, is a bit of a misnomer in that it's really just a modern expression of a fusion between soul, R&B, and jazz. Neo means a new revived form of something, whereas soul music has been around for many years and has managed to stand the test of time. The neo in neo-soul has to do with the fusion of jazz harmony and African rhythms mixed in with simple diatonic pop and soul harmony. A lot of people would argue that this was a new revelation culminating in a completely new style, but of course there were many artists who came before who were experimenting with this concept widely, including Michelle Ndegeocello in the early 90s. Before her, there were bands like Soul II Soul, Incognito, the Brand New Heavies, and Jamiroquai that were also experimenting with this same formula. And of course, what goes around comes back around, as demonstrated by the early works of George Duke, Herbie Hancock, Eddie Henderson, Donald Blackman, and Al Jarreau. Here's a neo-soul groove that I came up with that I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit, and then I'm going to come back down and break down this groove for you, so hang with me just a little bit longer. Okay, so what I want to do is start off by going through this chord progression. This tune is in A minor and the first chord is an A minor 9. The use of chord tensions is very jazz influenced and it's used all the time in neo-soul tunes. This is followed by an F6 over G, which is just a voicing for a G9 sus chord. In the third bar, I've got an F major 7 sharp 11 going to an E7 sharp 5 chord. What I want you to notice is how that E7 sharp 5 chord sustains over the bar line into bar 4, turning it into a 6-beat phrase. In bars 5 and 6, the harmony is the same as in bars 1 and 2. In bar 7, we have an A minor 9 chord going to a B flat 7 sharp 11, which is a tritone substitute for the E7 sharp 5 chord. So now that we understand the harmony a little bit more, let's take a deeper look at what I played over this progression. In the first two bars, I'm sticking to chord tones, using some root fifth patterns while trying to create something interesting rhythmically along with the drums. In the third bar over the F major 7 sharp 11, I play the root followed by a double chromatic from below, leading into the root of the E7 sharp 5. It starts to get interesting melodically over the E7 sharp 5 as I outline an augmented triad in 2 octaves, followed by a descending line using the F melodic minor scale, which is a half step above the root of the E7 sharp 5 chord. In bars 5 and 6, I subtly changed the line in the first 2 beats of bar 5, playing a permutation of what I did in bar 1. In bars 7 and 8, I outlined the A minor 9 chord by playing 5, 9, and flat 3, followed by a blues lick that anticipates the B flat 7 sharp 11 chord using a major 10th interval. This is followed up with a sliding slap line going up to the sharp 11 that moves down to the 3rd, then down to the 9, and then back up to the 3rd again. One of the cool things about the neo-soul movement is the way that a lot of the early artists separated themselves from their contemporary counterparts and attempted to bring back the real playing into the fold rather than just churning out a sterile, homogenized product as seen by many of the mainstream R&B artists of the time. To me, they were attempting to tap into that rawness that was commonplace back in the 1970s with artists like Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, and Stevie Wonder. Newer jazz artists like Robert Glasper and Gretchen Parlato have definitely been influenced by the neo-soul movement in its pure form. Hey, thanks for stopping by today, and I hope this lesson has shed some light on these types of neo-soul grooves. As Bruce Lee once said, absorb what's useful, discard what's useless, and add what's specifically your own. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed yet, then subscribe now and get early notifications for all my bass lessons, tips, and techniques. Until next time, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.